Archer Monologues, D. McClung. And this might be a rant. Let me talk about, you listen. Because this is a monologue. That means I talk, you listen. Or not. Frankly, if you don't want to listen, I don't fucking care. Why wouldn't you listen? Truth, reason, logic, rational thinking, decent human being. Why wouldn't you want to hear the truth and reality and logic? Why would you want to argue with such things? Like, for example, I have the right to free speech. I have freedom of speech. I have the right to freedom of speech. What's to argue about? There's nothing to argue about there. And, some moron, like with a brain dead IQ of like 10, there are limits. Guess what? Fuck you, you little Nazi. Shut the fuck up? No. And don't even say it, because, I'll virtually slap you in the fucking head. Virtually slap you up the fucking head. Because that's dumb fuck stupid, or you're a little Nazi tyrant bully pig motherfucker. Whoops, language. Never mind. Moving on. Free speech. I have that right. Oh, guess what? Because I fucking said so. Because I'm the boss of me. And in a free society, or free country, or free world, or whatever, human beings have the right to say what they want. Period. No exceptions. None. Zip. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Period. Case closed. No argument. But I want to say something. No, you don't. You can say something, whatever you want. Mumble to yourself. Berate your children with such, lunacy as, there's limits. No, there aren't. You can't say, I have the right to something, and then say, but that right is, maybe not. You either do or you don't. You're either free or you're not. It's that simple. I mean, it doesn't take a freaking genius to understand that concept. Freedom means freedom. Freedom does not mean, I'm kind of, maybe, a little bit, could be free. I'm pretty sure that the word freedom doesn't have a definition like, freedom means, I'm kind of free and then maybe not free. The definition means, freedom, period. Case closed. I'm just going to throw this in, just for the hell of it. Dress codes, not allowed in a free society, period. Case closed, end of story, no discussion. No argument. Period. The only people that want to argue with that are fucking dumb fuck stupid people. And Nazi bully motherfuckers. Period. Don't be a motherfucker. Don't be a cunt. Dress codes, not allowed. Period. Every place you find a dress code in America, like high school, those are Nazi pig motherfuckers. Tell them to go fuck themselves. Tell them. I'm talking about young people. I'm talking about students in high school, for example. If you're listening to this, you are free to wear what you want. If you are not free to wear what you want, you are not living in a free country. If someone tells you what you can wear or cannot wear, and that person is not your father, I will allow your father to tell you, what to wear and not to wear. Only because, he's your father. Even if he's wrong. I can only deal with so many battles at one time. Okay? So, alright, I can't take on your father. Though chances are in America, the odds are the odds are in America, your father is either like a freaking religious lunatic, or fanatic, or zealot, or retard, or a redneck dumb fuck. I mean, the odds are. Because some fathers are cool, but most fathers in America are like, not that bright. Which kind of is consistent with the rest of the human race in America. Because most Americans are not very bright. Oh, I'm just insulting everybody in the country now. Oh, everybody's like that. Oh, you fucker, shut the fuck up, you asshole, frickin' prick, whatever. Yeah. Well, tough shit. If you didn't act like a frickin' retard, then probably wouldn't look at you and say, oh, yeah, that guy sounds like a retard. I'm not a retard. And that always amuses me, because somebody comes along and says, you're a fucking retard. And I'm like, excuse me, I'm a fucking genius. Check my IQ. Way higher than yours. Probably. I'm a bit arrogant when it comes to that, because I know what my IQ is. And it's not that. It's not average. It's not below average. It's above average. Considerably above average. You know, like 33% and a half above average. Am I bragging? Nope. Not really. Well, kinda. Just trying to make a point here. Let's just say I'm smarter than the average bear, as Yogi would say. So let's go back to this. All right, let me finish up with a freaking dress code thing. If you go to public school and they have a dress code, you tell the Nazi motherfuckers, fuck off. You're not telling me what to dress, how to wear, what to wear and how to dress. You're not doing it. Case closed. As of now, no more. Dress codes are abolished, gone, history, and if you keep imposing dress codes on us free people in a free country, we're going to take you out and tar and feather you motherfucking ass. Period. And then, you have to follow through, because they're going to keep trying to be Nazi bastards. Because that's what they are. Then I guess you might have to actually take them out in the freaking yard, tar and feather the motherfuckers. Because they're Nazis. They're fucking bastards. They're pigs. Bullies. Tyrants. Evil people. Now, yeah. Most people in America are like, I'm the principal of, the high school. And they're like, they're nice people. They're good people. They try to do good. They're just trying to do a good job and help kids, grow a little bit, mature, and like to be educated and learn stuff. They sincerely believe they're doing a good thing. But they're not. Because if they impose dress codes and enforce dress codes on students who are free people, remember the principle of freedom? Equal under the law. And since public schools are, as a rule, run by government, or a government bureau, or a government agency, or some department of the government on some level, they are not the boss of people. They are the servants of people. And they do what they're told, or they get fired. Americans are wimpy. I mean, it really bothers me. It really does. These people are like, I'm a redneck and I'm American. Kick your ass if you say anything bad about my country. And then they turn around and say something bad about their country. Or fellow Americans like, I believe in freedom. And then they look at you, who, like me, and they, shut the fuck up, you asshole. You anti-American prick. I'm like, excuse me, did you not just say you were, like, believe in freedom? And then, but I'm exercising my freedom to say what I want and do what I want and be who I am and do what I do. You're a freaking, traitor or something. You're not American, you're anti-American bastard. Well, guess what? You're the one. You said it. You're talking about, I'm not going to let you be free because you're like an asshole and I'm like a redneck motherfucker. I'm like a little Nazi, but America, let's go kill some people. I'm sorry. You're a prick. You're a Nazi, bully, prick, goon, thug, piece of shit. Sorry. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I wish you weren't that, but you are. Stop being like that. Try it. Just try not to be like a fucking idiot. Dress codes. High school? I would say grade school, but you're probably not listening to this. Oh yeah, you're not allowed to talk to them kids, them children. Children, by the way, are under 12. Prepubescent, before they get like tits and hair around their dick. What did I say? Before they get hair around their pussy and their vagina, as in their dick. That's a child. Usually under 12. By the time they're 13, they're not children because they're starting to get breasts, they're starting to get hair around their vagina, they're starting to get like, I'm getting to be a man. I'm getting to be a woman. If you bleed from your vagina like once a month or thereabouts, you're not a child. Get that straight. Dig it. Figure it out. Understand. Comprehend. Use your fucking brain. And yes, I'm talking to children. And I'm talking to adolescents. Two different classes of people's development. Your fetus, not a human being yet. Born, breathing, brain function. Baby, infant, child. You start evolving, maturing, developing breasts. Your dick starts getting hard in the morning and, you like to play. It feels good. You play with it, spit out some cum. Not a child anymore. You're an adolescent. Those are legitimate, legal, biological, factual descriptions of the human development stages. Child, adolescent, adult. It's not debatable. You're not going to argue this. Nobody's going to, I don't agree with you. A child is under 18. If you believe that, you're a fucking idiot, retarded, illiterate, ignorant. You don't have to be, fucking ignorant. Which brings me to the other subject. Internet. You want to learn? Do a Google. You don't have to use Google. Use all the other search engines around. There's lots of them. Use them all. Google's not that great sometimes. Learn stuff. And then, use your brain and think, wait a minute, that's not logical. Oh, you have to learn how to be logical first. Try doing that. If your school is not teaching you how to think, it's not a school. It's an indoctrination center, like a concentration fucking camp. You shouldn't be going there. Or, better yet, go to your school, say, hey, you're not going to indoctrinate me with lies and bullshit. You're not going to bully me. You're not going to be a fucking tyrant. You're not going to do it. Case closed. End of story. You have the power to do that because you're free. You have the right to not be indoctrinated and manipulated and conditioned and brainwashed and caused to be brain dead and bullied and treated like a fucking peon. You have the right not to be indoctrinated. So tell them, if you're going to indoctrinate me, I'll fucking slap the shit out of you. Or whatever. By whatever means necessary, I'm going to be free. Back in the old days, way back, back in 1776. Some people in America, the continent of America, not the country, because you know what I mean. The continent of America, North America, where there were some colonies, 13, I think there were, right? Yep. And, oh, by the way, it's not the American flag. It's not the American flag. It's the Union flag. It's the flag of the United States Government Union. It's always been that. So don't tell me, it's American flag. Bullshit. There ain't no such thing. So don't go there. Alright, dress codes. Don't let those people tell you what to dress. How to dress, what to wear. Don't wear. If you don't wear clothes, don't wear clothes. Fuck these people. They're Nazis. They're fascists. They're pigs. They're scum. They're evil. They're the enemy. They're bad people. Now, sometimes people are bad, but they just don't know any better. Well, then educate them. Like, go to your school, tell the principal, tell the teacher. You're not going to tell me what to wear. Period. Case closed. So, stop it. Don't fucking do that anymore. Because you're free, and you have the right to say that. And you have the right to wear what you want. And you have the right to make sure that that right is being you're able to carry that out. If you don't have the right to decide what kind of t-shirt you're going to put on in the morning, then you're not free. And it's a free country, right? That's what they tell you. Oh, it's a free country. I have rights. If you can't exercise them, you don't have them. And oh, by the way, if you're 17, you have the right. Because equal under the law means every human being has the right. That's no exceptions. Now, somebody comes along and says, oh, yeah, there has to be a limit. No, there aren't. They think, oh, you got to have limits, you got to help here. You can't say that. And then they come up with all kind of nonsensical descriptions of things like, oh, that's hate speech. Yeah, maybe it is. But, so, if someone says something hateful to you, then, you can deal with that. If they libel you, or if they slander you, if they defame your character or your good name, whatever, tell lies about you, it's not true. That's not true. I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a pervert. If they call you something like that, or a thief, or a liar, or a murderer, or a rapist, or whatever, and you're not that, take them to court. Sue them. Because it's a civil crime to libel people. Go to court. Make them prove that you're whatever they accused you of. And, of course, in the process, prove that you're not what they accused you of. Then, yeah, you're a pervert. I'm not a pervert. I can prove I'm not a pervert. And, by the way, prove that I am a pervert. You can't do it because I'm not. And then they will find, the people, the jury, if you find a decent, thinking, sane bunch of 12 people, or however many people are in a civil court jury, then you can say, hey, duh. And they'll say, oh, that person libeled you. And they're responsible, and they better apologize right now, in court, in front of a judge and jury and the audience and everybody. Apologize to the man for lying about him, by calling him a name that he wasn't, by saying he was something he didn't do. Or whatever. You have to stand up in court and say, I apologize. I was wrong. And I'm an asshole. And I won't do it again. And then, pay me $10 million. I don't have $10 million. Well, that's too fucking bad. You should have thought of that before you libeled me. Before you slandered my good name, you prick. Don't libel people if you don't want to pay the price. Now, that's not violating your freedom to say whatever you want. You had the right and the freedom to say it. Except there are consequences. When you lie, there's a price. And in this case, hey, you owe me $10 million. And you're going to pay it for the rest of your life, or else. Oh, you'll have to be a slave, I guess. Because everything you make, every minute, every dollar you make for the rest of your life is going to come to me. You're going to be my slave. Well, that's right. You're not allowed to be a slave. Can't have slaves in America because slavery is illegal. I veer off onto the Emancipation Proclamation. That executive order issued by President Abe, the freaking bastard Lincoln. But I don't really have time for that. Anyway, we'll get to that another time. Emancipation Proclamation. Yeah. Principle. Equal under the law. That means the government has to treat everybody equal. Every human being in this country. Every single human being, including, like, babies. Government cannot discriminate against anybody. Ever. Period. Equal means I have the right to free speech, like you, like that person, like that person, like that person, like my mother, my father, my sister, my son, my daughter, my granddaughter, my next door neighbor, my kid, any human being. I'm only a year old. Yeah, you have the right to say, wah, 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 change my diaper. The limits on free speech are simple. It's built into the system. If you libel someone, I have a right to libel someone. You don't have the right to libel someone. That's a totally different word than speech. Speech, libel, two different things. It's like, I have the right to defend myself. But murder is a crime. Yeah, you don't have the right to murder people. You might have the power to murder people. You don't have the right to murder people. But do you have the right to kill people? Well, if that person's trying to kill you, you can act in self-defense. And if that person gets killed, not murdered, but killed in the process of you defending yourself against that person who's, got a gun and trying to shoot you with it, bang, 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 shooting at you. Missed me. Oh, I got a gun. I'm shooting back. Bam! Whoops, I didn't miss, because I'm a damn good shot. He's trying to murder you. You're defending yourself by perhaps killing him. I would say wound him. I mean, I'm not all that big on killing people, trying to kill you. I mean, seriously. Just because someone's trying to kill you doesn't mean you have to kill them. Wound them, knock them down. Shoot the gun out of their hand like, Wyatt Earp or Matt Dillon or whatever. Bang! Shot it right out of his hand. Like in the old TV shows like Gunsmoke and The Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger never killed anybody, which is kind of weird. But still, actually, in the real life Lone Ranger, yeah, there was one. Didn't call himself the Lone Ranger, I don't think. And didn't wear a mask either, as far as I know. On the TV show, right? Fast draw. Boom, bang, bang. Shot the gun right out of his hand. Didn't kill anybody. There was never any blood on those TV shows back in the 50s, early 60s. All right. So, free speech. Means you have free speech. It means you're free speech. Yeah. The government has no right to tell you, you can't say that. Because that would be wrong. Seeing as how the Constitution clearly states. And that's the law that governs the government of America. I can't speak for China and Europe and whatever. America, I know. I know what it says in the Constitution for America. I mean the Constitution for the government, which is not for America, it's for the government. Let me put it this way. The Constitution for the United States government of the country of America. It's the American flag. No, it's not. I mean, do a Google search for Christ's sake. You got the internet at the end of your fingers. Google. American flag. It won't show up. Oh, there'll be some idiots out there still saying American flag, even though it's not the fucking American flag. Never was. You know, like, look at this. Okay, back in, 1777, Congress, Continental Congress. That's a form of government, So, don't tell me, they had the American flag, all towards the Civil War, Revolutionary War. No, they didn't. Not the American flag. It's the flag of, represents the United States Union, which is the government. People argue with me about this. No, don't fucking argue with me about this. I just told you a fact. Historical fact. Google it. Oh, don't pay any attention to that idiot that has an opinion. Look for the facts. There doesn't seem to be any evidence that, Betsy Ross actually created the American, Union flag. It's a nice story. Betsy Ross. Hey, Betsy, would you make us an American flag? Nope. Didn't happen. And even if it was, somebody did it. Could have been Betsy, could have been her sister, could have been, some whore down at the brothel that, was just good at sewing. Or it could have been Ben Franklin. Maybe he sewed it. Who knows? All right. Let's just say, hey, Betsy, will you make us a flag for our new union? End quote. And Betsy said, sure. I hear George Washington has a design. Yeah. You can use his design. What is his design again? There's the Union, with the 13 colonies, some nation states, forming a union up there in that area. That's what that area of the flag is, where the stars are. That represents the Union, which in the original was like 13 nation states, countries, individual countries, united in a union. Not a country. Now we've got 50 so-called states in the Union. It's not the American flag. So don't say it, because you're wrong. And it makes you look like an idiot, a fool, an illiterate, dumbskull. That's not what it is. It actually represents the Union, which now, it's got the government, and the government is evil and criminal, and has committed crimes against humanity and war crimes and mass murder and genocide and all kind of evil shit. Has since day one and is continuing to do so even today. So, don't you say bad things about my country. I'm talking about the government. Get this straight, redneck. I'm not talking about the country, America. I'm talking about the government, which is the Union, which is a freaking corporation, which is supposed to exercise the privilege of serving the people. No exceptions. So I'm not talking about America. I love my country. Yeah. And then you turn around and say, I'll kiss the ass of the evil government because that's my country. No, it's not. Your government is like, a tyranny over us. It is like a power, a force, a bullying, violent, evil, criminal, insane. Bunch of lunatics. I could name a few if I give you an example, but I'm not going to do it another time. So, here's the deal. Free speech. The law that governs the government, the law that the government must obey, and at the end of their oath of office, they say, so help me God, which means if they violate their oath, if they violate the Constitution, if they break the law that the Constitution is, which applies to the government, not Americans, not us, then they have committed treason against the Constitution and the people and freedom. And so help me God means, and has always meant, if I break the oath of office, if I violate the Constitution, which I must obey, you people can kill me and send me up to God and let Him judge me and let Him have mercy on me. So let God help me. How is God going to help you? He's not going to help you here on earth, because now, of course, in modern days, we are smart enough and intelligent enough and rational and logical enough to understand there is no God. But in those days, people being weird said, if you break the law, you violated the law of the Constitution, and you broke your oath of office, we'll send you up to God and let Him help you, because we're gonna stretch your neck, buddy. So that's what that means. So help me God means we can take you out in front of the White House and make a tree ornament out of you. So don't break your oath of office. Don't violate the Constitution. Don't make a law you're not allowed to make. Shall make no law means exactly that. It's not, doesn't need interpreted by the freaking Supreme Court criminals. It's plain English. Don't make any fucking laws that violate the right of free speech. Period. Case closed. End of story. None. Zip. Zero. Zilch. Nada. If you do, you committed treason against the people. You betrayed freedom and trust. You're a criminal. And you stretch your neck. I wonder how many congressmen would have to be, turned into tree ornaments. Dingle, dangle, dingle, dangle underneath a tree branch, at the end of a rope, before they get the idea that they're not allowed to do that. Bad thing, criminal thing, evil thing, illegal thing, anti-constitutional thing, like make a law that they're not allowed to make. By the way, making a law starts with, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to make a law, and I'm going to start by giving you this piece of paper that has the law that I am proposing written on it. They call it a bill till it's an act or a law, and that's part of the making process. Just introducing your illegal law, your law that you're not allowed to make, into Congress or on the floor of the Senate is, in effect, making. Part of the process of making it. When you're making a cake, you get the ingredients. You put them on the counter and you put them in a bowl and you mix them up. That's making. That's actually physically making. So introducing a bill on the Senate floor is making. So if it says in the Constitution you can't make that law, then you can't introduce it either, because it's illegal for you to do so. And a criminal act, if you're a senator or a congressman, to introduce a bill that's not allowed. So if it's a bill that says, we're going to make a bill and making a hate crime, you can't say that, then that's a crime. You're not allowed to do that. You're guilty of treason. You're guilty of a crime. You broke the law. Stretch his neck. Make a freaking tree ornament out of the motherfucker. Because that's what it is. That's what it says. That's the way it works. That's the process. Shall make no law. None. Zip. Zero. Don't even make it. Don't even think about it. Don't even bring it up before the Congress. You can think about it in your house all you want. You can even talk about it if you want to. But you can't say, hey, let's vote on this. Because, no, the law says you can't vote on it. Free speech. First Amendment. Freedom. Censorship, by the way. It says, shall make no law censoring anything, anybody's free speech. Okay? They didn't use the word censor. Oddly enough, because they just assumed you were smart enough to know that it included, don't censor things that people say. It's not a frickin' brain surgery here. Shall make no law and shall not be infringed, like in the Second Amendment, the right shall not be infringed, period. No law means no law, duh. So all these gun control laws, wrong, illegal. And everybody who voted to pass them and made them law and enforce them are criminals because they're not allowed to make those laws in the first place. Shall make no law and shall not be infringed, which means shall not, let's just say it all, shall not be infringed by making a law that you're not allowed to make. So, gun laws, none, zip, zero, zilch, sorry. Oh, but what about, have people running around the streets shooting people? Yeah, well, duh. I guess we're having that now, aren't we? So, let's not do that. Yeah, well, you did it, and it's still happening, so I guess your law is worthless. But a lot more people would know. Only fools, idiots, be bad people, evil criminals, and crazy people go around shooting people. And that includes people in the military who are traitors because the Constitution says, hey, you can't do that. Like, go to a foreign country and murder people. Invade their country, because there's a thing like in international law which is like part of the United Nations, which says you can't go to foreign countries and attack them and occupy their country and murder them and slaughter their people and blow up their buildings. It's against the law. It's a crime against humanity. So if you do that, you're a criminal. So who's been doing that a lot lately? I don't know. United States of America, the government. Makes the United States government criminal. Broke the law. What happens to people who break the law? They get caught, they get tried, they get convicted, and if you've murdered people and committed genocide, war crimes and crimes against humanity, they hang you. Because you deserve to be hanged. Hanged up. Hung up under a tree, whatever the fuck. Alright. You understand all this? Listen, here, do it again. Do it again. Listen to it again. Start from the beginning. Listen to this again and again and again until you get it right. And there's no argument because this is a monologue, meaning I talk, you listen. We're not. I don't give a fuck. If you listen, you'll learn something. If you don't listen, you won't learn something. Seriously. Oh, you don't like my tone. You don't like my language. Yeah? Fuck you. Free speech, you don't like it, don't listen. Oh, well, but if you don't listen, you won't learn. Kind of a catch-22. If you listen, you learn. If you don't listen, you don't learn. You like thinking stupid shit. I know I could be nice, I could be pleasant, I could be all calm, and I can just use nice language. I don't have to use any of the words. I can always just be like a Sunday school teacher and just say, oh, shit, God forbid I should be one of those. Oops. No God. Anyway. Yeah, I could just be calm and just use use little letters, little words, things that any 10-year-old can understand. Obviously not. But anyway, obviously people don't do that very much. But I don't understand. You're 48 years old. You don't understand English. Come on, give it a break. Learn. Listen and learn. You disagree with me, by the way, you have the right to say, I disagree with you. And you can do whatever you want. You can say, you're a prick, or you're anti-American, whatever. You can call me names, you can slander me, you can libel me, you can defame me. You have the right to do so, but there will be consequences because I'll sue your ass. And you can threaten me with words. That's called assault, by the way. Once you lay hands on somebody in a sense of violence or force, you have gone beyond assault. You have become a person of battery. Battery. Assault and battery. It used to be a term, and a legal term, back in the old days when actually the laws actually said things in English. They've changed that. Anyway, time's up for this one. Rant over. Done for now. Gonna post this wherever I can. You should listen to it. If you didn't understand anything I said, if you're offended by whatever I said, yeah, tough shit. If you learned something, good for you. If you're a person that already knew the things that I've just said, great, fantastic. You're an exceptional human being. Let's sum up. Dress codes, not allowed in a free country. Free speech, the right to exercise freedom of speech. Inalienable, natural, instead of God-given. I mean, if you're a Christian or whatever, you want to, okay, God-given. Fine, you can say that if you want. It's not really very rational, logical, or freaking intelligent, but okay, fine. Or you could just say inalienable. Natural, inalienable, human right. Dress codes, not allowed. Hate speech? Can't make a crime against talk because the Constitution says you can't. And you can't. It means you can't. Don't do it. Alright. You got that? Coming up on 42 minutes in this podcast. So, catch you next time. Enjoy.